Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good day as always. Thanks for joining me. So today I want to finish up my review of some of the robo-advising companies that I get asked about. And today that video is going to be over Betterment. They are arguably the #1 biggest robo-advising company out there. And so it's about time that I probably review this company. Now, to start off with, let's just say that you want to get into investing, but you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to screw up. Or maybe you've got money to invest, but you don't really trust that guy at the bank either, right? They keep asking for your money and you don't really feel comfortable with it. That's what robo-advisors are for. At least that's what I think they're for. They're for those that don't quite know what they're doing and they're not willing to take the time to learn about mutual funds and index funds and stocks and bonds and real estate and all this other stuff, right? These robo-advisors are there to help those people. They make things easier. Now, getting back to Betterment specifically, like I said, they're one of the biggest robo-advisors, and a lot of people have wonderful, wonderful things to say about this company. Now, for full disclosure, I don't use Betterment, and that's not because I think they're a bad company or they offer bad services. It's just that my business is elsewhere with a different one. So what I want to do today is go over pretty much the basics of what they offer and let you decide, is it the right company for you? So to start off with, let's talk about what it is that they offer. And to explain that, instead I would almost tell you what happens when you try to set up an account with Betterment. Right? If you go to their website and you click on Get Started, it literally says, I am this many years old, I make this much money a year, and I'm retired or not retired. And then from that information alone, they're going to say, hey, this is what we think you should consider doing. Right? When I did it, just to find out what it would say, it said, okay, well, first off, we really think you should have a safety net, right? Or an emergency fund. That is our #1 goal, to build you an emergency fund. #2, we think you should plan for retirement, right? That is their IRA accounts. And then lastly, they say, well, let's also have a general investing account. This means that, well, we don't really know what this money is for, but we know that we want to grow assets, we want to grow our financial portfolio, and that's what this is for. All said and done, they call these goals, right? And that's their accounts, not savings accounts or checking accounts or money market accounts. They're goal accounts, right? They may have, you know, safety nets. They've got their general investing. They've got retirement accounts. They also have things like kids savings, right? They've also got things like big purchases, right? They've all got different goals for different purposes, and they all are set up differently. One account may be more aggressive in investing in stocks compared to something like the safety net, where it may be not nearly as high in stocks and it might have a lot more in bonds and conservative growth. And again, that's all because different goals have different aggression levels. Okay, if you were saying, you know, all I want to do is general investing so I can accumulate as much money as possible, well, then they're probably going to be pretty heavy into stocks and pretty aggressive on that front. Whereas if I'm trying to save an emergency fund, you know, what I don't want to happen is, you know, put $10,000 in an emergency fund, and then when I actually have an emergency, you know, go to pull those funds and like, oh, actually, the performance is kind of down now, so your emergency fund isn't as big. Right? That's why they're conservative on that fund. So again, I really think it's cool that they ask you, what are your goals? Right? And they're not the only company to do this, but I like the approach because it's simply saying, look, let's not worry about invest in this, invest in that, you know, invest here or there. It's saying, what are your goals? Because then we'll have a better idea of what we should be looking to do. So that's thing #1 that I do appreciate. Next, what I also really like about Betterment is that they do not have zero requirement to join them from a financial standpoint. Okay? Literally, they do not have an account balance requirement. You can keep $2 in a Betterment account and you're still fine. You can keep $3 million in the account. No big deal. It does not matter how much money you have, you can still start an account with them. I think that's really cool because they're opening it to anybody and everybody. Again, I don't use Betterment, but I really, really like the fact that they're saying, hey, if you want to join, if you want to invest, please let us help you out. We're not gonna, you know, have some red velvet rope saying, no, you've got to be a millionaire to use our services. We want to help out everyone. I really do think that should be applauded. Now, I will say here real quick that while they do not have an account balance requirement, anyone that wants to join Betterment does need to have the following: a US address, a social security number, and a US banking checking account that they can transfer money from. So if you live abroad and you do not have a social security number or have a US address or a US bank account, it doesn't seem like you'd be able to join Betterment. It would also say that anyone that wants to join Betterment needs to have a US bank account, right? You're not going to be depositing money into Betterment through a personal check or credit card or debit card or wire transfers, okay? They're going to do it through an ACH transaction. That means they use a bank account number and a bank routing number. So minor details, but important to know. Next, let's talk about the different types of plans that they have. And these are a little bit different than goals, right? Goals are kind of the financial aspect of it, and your plan is kind of all-encompassing. Okay, they've got a digital plan, which is essentially free access to almost everything that they offer. Their robo-advisor services, their tax systems, their automated deposits, their automated rebalancing stuff, all that stuff is pretty much included with your digital plan. All right. A digital plan comes with an annual fee of 0.25% or 1/4% fee each year based off the dollar amount of your account. Okay? Honestly, that's not a bad fee. For the company that I use, which is Wealthfront, that is identical, 0.25% fee. So pretty low there. From there, they also have a plus account and a premium account. The only real difference between these is that they allow you to have access to their CFPs, which are certified financial planners. So if you have any like super specific questions about your investment selections or your portfolio, or you're going to be retiring and you want to make sure you've got everything set up according to your plan, or you've got all your bases covered, you could literally call up some of their advisors and speak to them one-on-one. With the plus plan, that allows you to do it once per year, and then with the premium plan, you can do that an unlimited amount of times. Now the difference is that on a plus and a premium, you have to have at least $100,000 in your account to be able to qualify for that. Not only that, but they come in at a higher annual fee as well. Where the digital plan was 0.25%, the plus is 0.4%, and then the premium is 0.5%. So definitely a higher fee. Is it worth it? For you to decide. Now, to continue on with fees, I also want to talk about what they do not charge fees for, and this is a good thing. They don't charge you to put money in the account. They don't charge you money to, invest in whatever ETF they want you to invest in. They're not going to charge you a fee to sell the investment that you chose. If you want to close out your account, they're not going to charge you a fee. Really, the only fee you've got to worry about is their annual fee. That's about it. Everything else is pretty much included. So I really do appreciate that there are no hidden fees in this, okay? Having said that as well, it's also not that rare. Most of the other robo-advisors out there aren't trying to nickel and dime you with fees either. Now the last thing that I want to say on fees is this. One of the main reasons why I did not initially go with Betterment is kind of that annual fee structure. The company that I use, Wealthfront, does not charge a fee on your first $10,000. Okay? So if you have $8,000 in your Wealthfront account and their fee is 0.25% a year, you don't have to worry about it because you don't have over $10,000. Once you cross over $10,000, you have to start paying that fee. But until you hit that dollar amount, you don't have to worry about. Betterment, there really isn't that option. As soon as you've got money in the account, you're going to be paying a fee. Right? The only way around that is through the Refer a Friend program or the referral program. And in some ways, if you can get this kind of working in your favor, it might even be better than Wealthfront, because what they do is a little bit different than what Wealthfront and other companies like Wealthsimple does. What Wealthfront does, and this is the company that I use, is let's say you join Wealthfront through me, right? I referred you, you joined through me. What happens is that both of us get an extra $5,000 managed for free. Like I said earlier, you get the first $10,000 managed for free, but if you have a referral, you get another $5,000. And if you refer someone else, then you get another $5,000. If you refer 5 more people, then you get another $25,000 managed for free. That's how the referral system works. Okay? Now Betterment's a little bit different, and in certain ways it could be even better, right? If you refer a friend, what happens is that you get 30 days managed for free. Your friend that joins the company will get 3 months managed for free. And if you refer 3 people, then you get a whole year managed for free, and that's regardless of how much money you have in the account. This is where I think Betterment may have a leg up on Wealthfront. Right? Whereas Wealthfront, if I refer 5 people and I get $25,000 extra managed for free, well, in addition to my $10,000 managed for free, that means that I got $35,000 managed for free. Cool. But Betterment possibly does it even better. What if I have, $300,000 in my account? Right? Well, if I refer 3 people, and again, just 3 people, I get a whole year for free. Right? So that's in certain ways better than Wealthfront. Right? And that's the last thing I want to say on fees. Everything else is going to be pretty much, details about their services, but fees are honestly one of the most important things to consider when choosing a financial investing platform. Next, let's talk about some of the cool features that they offer. And the number one thing that I really like about them is that they offer fractional shares. And that seems kind of complicated, but it's actually really easy. Let's say that you want to invest in something and the purchase price of that stock or that ETF or the bond was $100, right? But your account only has, let's say, $62 in it, right? You couldn't afford that. Well, instead of just saying, okay, well, I'm just going to keep this $62 in my savings account and I can't buy anything, they'll bite you 62% of that share, right? Fractional shares. So no matter how much money you have in your account, you can essentially know that every single penny is being invested and working for you. Next, let's talk about tax loss harvesting. This is another thing that they offer along with a few of the other robo-advisors, and this is really a feature that is designed to help you kind of in the long run with your taxes. So simply put, let's say that you've got one investment selection with them that's just not doing all that great. Let's say it's dropped 5% or 10%, whatever it may be. Well, what they're going to do is sell that one and reinvest your money in something else. Now that seems like a no-brainer, but think about it. What happens at the end of the year when your taxes are reported or your earnings are reported through your account statement is that they claim that as a loss. You can say that I lost money there. Let's say that they sold that investment, you took the loss on it, and you invested it somewhere else. Well, that other investment could be up 15%, right? But the trick is they haven't sold that one. You didn't gain any money on there yet as far as you're concerned because you still have that investment, but you did realize that loss, so you get to claim that loss. You don't have to report the gains, but you do get to claim the loss. So it's actually a feature that's just designed to help you with taxes. I don't want to make it much more complicated than that. I'm not a tax advisor. If you've got any more questions about that specifically, definitely check out their website, but just know that it is a good feature that they offer you pretty much for free. Now the last thing I want to talk about is both a good thing and a bad thing, right? And that is how you put money in the account. One of the biggest things that I'm a fan of is automated investing, meaning that once I've got this up and running, I don't have to worry about it. I want it to just happen on its own every month, and every month I want this thing to grow, right? So the main thing that I do and what Betterment offers as well is an auto deposit feature where you say, okay, here's my bank account number. Every month on the 15th of the month or the 1st, whenever it is, I want you to take X amount of dollars and put it in my account, in my Betterment account. Okay, so you could set that up to be, $50, you can make it $5,000, whatever you want, you just set it up and it's gonna happen every single month. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to remember to log in and say, oh, I should go invest more money, let me go put some money in my Betterment account. No, don't worry about it. Once you've got it up and running, it's gonna happen on its own, right? So I think that is a good thing because again, it's about consistently contributing to your investments and letting it grow, right? So a wonderful feature. The other one that they call, which is Smart Deposit, I'm kind of iffy on. I don't know if I like it or I don't like it. And it goes like this. You tell them a maximum dollar amount that you want in your bank account, right? So if you say, okay, I never want to have more than $15,000 in my bank account or my checking account, what they're going to do is every week, whatever's, in excess of $15,000, they're going to take that money and put it in your Betterment account. So, interesting feature. I just don't know if I like it, right? I don't want, my investment company to be looking at my actual bank account or my checking account every single week. So it's not a feature that I personally would use, but I do think it's an interesting offer that they have, and it could be something that a lot of people benefit from, right? If you've got $15,000 in a checking account that earns you absolutely no interest whatsoever, yeah, maybe you only want to have, you know, 5,000 or 10,000 in there and everything extra you wanted invested. Cool, but again, I just wouldn't use it personally. So those are pretty much the key features that I wanted to point out. Like I said, I don't use Betterment, and the reason why I don't use them is just because I prefer the services that I have at Wealthfront. It's not to say that one is, you know, insanely better than the other. I'll also say this, because I do not use Betterment, I have no referral links, I have no affiliate links, nothing like that at all. So if you do use Betterment and you really, really like their services, please share your thoughts and opinions and your experiences in the comment section below, and if you do that, feel free to include your referral link as well. I'm happy to support it if you guys truly benefit from it and you help educate this community. If you want to watch my Wealthsimple or my Wealthfront videos, I'll definitely have links to those below, but thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.